with Toby, the Chief Solution Architect at ADLINK, to talk about the impact of edge and fog computing on manufacturing. I know you're doing a lot of work with clients that are considering fog and edge, going from cloud perhaps. What are the key benefits or obstacles? Can you net that out into a couple of bullet points that people need to look at?
Yeah, so the first one is the physical constraints on your system. So sometimes you don't have, you can't afford the cost of transmitting to the cloud and back again, just in terms of the time it takes to make a decision, or you don't have the capacity to send all that. The second one is the economics of it. You have to take into account the cost of transmitting data and whether the benefit you're deriving from leveraging the cloud is actually worth that cost, and whether it makes more sense to bring it closer to the asset. And the final is security, privacy, and regulatory. So sometimes you're not willing to or can't afford the risk of opening up that data to leave your premises. As manufacturing gets more intelligent, there's more and more data that they need to capture, and there is more automation that they can do on that. So as they capture the data, they do some analysis on it, which gives them something they can make a judgment on, and that judgment then can effectuate an action that they can do. And where they are today is they're using the data that's coming off of the machines that they've instrumented to do the analysis. But what's happening is a human then steps in and makes a judgment and actually does the action. Okay. As we move forward to the future and to this IoT's grand vision, those judgments and effectuating the actions are actually going to be done by the machines themselves.
Okay, you've convinced me. I want to get going. I want to make the transition. I want to leap ahead of my competition that are just doing cloud. I want to get into fog and edge. What sorts of products do I need that I didn't need before, or processes or people? How am I going to make that change?
So the first product you would need, Adrian, is if your assets aren't connected, you need some way of instrumenting those assets and extracting that data. So whether that you have sensors that are analog and you need to convert that into digital data, or you have dark assets that you need to extract data out of, or you have assets that use some of these protocols that we talked about previously. In that protocol jungle, you need a product that will extract that data and put it into a form that can be analyzed, and that will be both hardware and software. Okay. And so that could be a gateway. So a lot of deployments out there in IoT are using gateways to do that. And then moving up the stack, you need some server capacity to do some of the heavier computation. And there you need two things. You need the hardware to do the computation, but you also need some software that takes data from your gateways and brings it to your server. So there's some data movement capabilities that you need there. Okay. And then of course you need the software or the infrastructure to do the dynamic provisioning on your fog node and manage the infrastructure for you.
Thanks, Toby. To recap, if you're looking at fog and edge computing for manufacturing or to build or retrofit a smart factory, remember Toby's three key considerations: physical constraints, which may make fog and edge technology the only viable solution; economic opportunities, which may justify the investment based on improved performance with the ability to create new solutions at the edge; and security, privacy, and regulatory issues, which may make fog and edge solutions more practical than a cloud-only approach. For more information, please visit the URL at the end of the video.